Hey there. All right, today I wanted to get back on the subject of the JodyVision. Now, earlier on, I made a couple videos talking about how I had been going in and out of visionary state and how some of the stuff kind of led up to me, moving to Montana and just other big life decisions I've made, just because of the way these things have been influencing me. But anyway, so I kind of wanted to go on a little tangent, on one hand, you get like the psychic visions or whatever where I think stuff's happening that's not really happening, and then on the other hand you have the idea of having a vision and a common sense. So the Jody vision may also be, and here's what I hope to do with my life. I hope that I live my life as an artist, and I've always wanted to be able to make good electronic music, and in ways I've been procrastinating for some time, but at the same time I've also just had a difficult time getting started, where so I have a lot to learn about computer programs and all this type of stuff, where okay, it's easy for me to play music by ear and all that stuff, but I have a lot to learn, and it hasn't been easy to find the right help. So so I've been waiting for the opportunity to start working on this stuff, and I'm getting closer. Right now I'm in the middle of breaking everything down and put myself in storage, and then I need to try to resettle someplace else. So I only have this room for a limited amount of time, so I'm not going to get myself hooked up with the internet and all that stuff. So anyways, I wanted to talk about is what I really hope to do is I hope I can start making music, and I'm really inspired by some of the stuff I'm seeing, where I'm kind of looking for a new approach. So part of what makes me procrastinate is not knowing exactly what to do or what I'd like to do, or because I really want to do something important or something I think is purposeful or meaningful. Like, I don't just want to sit here and just make music to make music and just sound like everyone else and just make more crap that people don't need, right? So anyways, I've been looking at the possibility of doing something where I combine building a biography and starting a music project, and kind of sharing the whole thing through my videos, so that way I can learn from the new friends I make along the way, and then turn around and teach what I'm learning. And just really make it fun. And who I really like watching is this goofy guy named Mark Rubier. He does something very similar to what I have in mind. I just love the idea of getting in front of a camera with the my keyboard and everything, and just being able to make stuff up on the spot. Maybe I can have people talking to me, and that the conversations I have online might even contribute to the songs we write. But when you look at industrial music and how it got started, it really kind of started with conversations and just kind of having fun, just goofing around. So anyways, I want to talk about is JodyVision, is because this was one of my favorite bands growing up, and I used to think it'd be fun to start like a cover band. We could call it JodyVision. It would be all my favorite songs. Like, I used to try to learn from New Order and JodyVision as much as I can, and maybe do some other bands that I liked around then. And so, in saying that, being a music collector and being a fan, sometimes part of that fun is learning about the band's history and reading their biography. And so kind of that's what I'm doing in reverse. Like, before I even, make an album, I'm already working on my biography. I've been hoping to share videos about what I'm working on, but at the same time, I got to catch up a little bit on what's behind me. And so in saying that, this is my JodyVision collection. There we have it. So I really enjoyed reading about this band's history, and one of the type of bands where okay, I started out feeling inspired because I liked their vibe, like somehow I just really liked Bernard Sumner, and I kind of think this is probably true for a lot of people. Like, you have a favorite singer or somebody, like a favorite writer, singer, actress, actor. These people you probably like it because you see yourself in that person, and they're getting up in front of everybody and they're saying exactly what you want to say, or doing exactly what you want to do. And so in that ways, I feel like that's really why I'm a New Order fan. And the funny thing is, most of the music I liked growing up I really liked a lot of underground electronic and industrial music, but New Order was one of the few bands that I felt was safe to play around other people. So I kind of hoped that I could get my friends to like music with me. Like, it was really hard to find people that were interested in the music, because the music I was learning about growing up was coming from my dad, And so like, you know, I really didn't know very many people outside of him and his buddy. So like again, picture when I was about, what, 2 or 3 years old, my dad caught me getting into his Kraftwerk records. And that's why he took this picture, because he realized, hey, you know, my daughter really likes this music. And about this age, so this was when I lived in Port Huron, I was about 4 or 5 years old. I remember being this age because it was like the year before we left Port Huron. And the thing about that is I remember what I liked to listen to, and I always liked JodyVision, a lot of this other stuff. I'm going to bring up in a minute. So like this, again, I think the reason my dad was such a big JodyVision fan is because he sees himself in Ian Curtis, right? So inevitably, I think that's why my dad was such a big JodyVision fan. I mean, I think he, you know, I can kind of see that, you know, I kind of see my dad and Ian Curtis, and I see a little bit of me and Bernard Sumner. And so I kind of had a crush on Bernard Sumner when I was a tweener and into my, yeah, so when I was a tweener, you know, like everybody had to have their favorite singer, or like, who do you think is a cute guy? And I didn't even know what the guy looked like. I just loved his voice. I could just hear like they did a really good job on their music, and I could hear the seriousness in their music. But the guy, you know, I could just tell he didn't take himself too seriously. He's like, hey, I'm the singer. So what? And I love that about Bernard. So I used to like to do little drawings. So here's one. I made in art class, I was making a New Order kite. So I thought it'd be funny to have a kite that had Bernard Sumner singing. Like, you know how he closes his eyes and he opens his mouth really big? So yeah, and then just for, you know, we had, the art teacher gave us an assignment to make some paper mache. So let me see if I can show this. It's kind of hard to see it. It's in the dark, but I made Bernard Sumner out of paper mache. And then I put him on top of the Christmas tree that we had out on our porch. Because I just thought he's such, what a darling angel, right? So anyways, I wanted to make a short video about how I came up with the term JodyVision. So I'm going to be talking twofold about kind of how my life unfolds with the like, I've always been interested in music. I've been having these visions that seem to be pointing in a direction of, hey, stay interested in music. And I kind of want to talk about some of my experiences and how my point of view comes in. Like, so a lot of the stuff I'm going to tell you, you know, I take a lot of influence from my father. Like, I would say most of the music here on this rack, that's all from my dad. Like, he gave me most of this music. And that's why, you know, he's such an important part of my story, and because he's my dad. But the thing is, he's the one that got me into music, and the thing is, his music, I always thought, like, you know, I had kind of a rough upbringing, you know, but like, the thing is the thing that made my upbringing special was the music that we were listening to. So, in sharing the JodyVision and sharing my life, I hope that I can also share my insight and some of my point of view, and kind of how I'd like to help sculpt the future of music, like how I'd like to really help out and contribute. So that's kind of like, so I'm not just talking about myself, but I really want to find out how I can help, how I can contribute, and if I can't make my own music, I hope that I inspire other people who keep making music. And so I'm going to make another video to share more about this stuff, and I'll talk to you soon.